All right, and welcome into Fantasy Pros live on YouTube for our Week 4 lineup advice Q&A. We've got an absolutely beautiful weekend of sports ahead of us. The Ryder Cup, it's been buzzing up in Bethpage. We've got college football all day Saturday, ending just 45 minutes south of me in Happy Valley for the whiteout. And of course, we've got NFL football from morning until night, which we'll certainly chat about on the next program for about the next 60 minutes or so. So I'm your host, Seth Woolcock, joined by my fellow degenerate from across the pond. He's Tom Strachan. Tom, how are you? And any warm beers on deck for you later today?
Ooh, I mean, it came close to cracking one open just before we got on. But yeah, no, so far today, 5 hours ahead of you guys, and it's been a long day. My kids dragged me shopping, and it has been painful. So looking forward to the next hour of settling down with fine people in the chat and really just talking football.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick reminder for everyone to please smash that like button and make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're new. Also, be sure to send in super chats for a guaranteed response. We're going to try to get to them all, of course, but we can only really guarantee responses for super chats that come in within the first 20 minutes of the show. So excited to get to all your guys' questions. Go ahead and drop those below, and we'll get to those super chats right away. And Tom, looks like we already have some coming in. First one is from our friend Beanstalk asking Mahomes or Maye rest of season, Flowers or Ibuka rest of season, Hubbard or Scadaboo half-point PPR rest of season. So let's start with the rest of season questions. Who are you preferring in this three-pack here, Tom?
Well, I mean, I think the first part with Mahomes and Maye is, that's tricky, isn't it? Because we're seeing Mahomes scramble at the highest rate of anyone in the league. He's averaging 5 scrambles per game, which is 1.0 more than the next nearest, which is Drake Maye. But we've seen Mahomes go into his shell in recent years. Now, whether that happens over the next few weeks with Worthy and Rice coming back, it's difficult to project. I really do find this Chiefs team still a struggle, whereas Drake Maye, yes, he doesn't have the weapons around him that Patrick Mahomes does, but I do have a little bit more confidence week to week in Drake Maye. But I mean, it's real coin flip territory for me. Seth, do you have a strong lean either way?
I mean, I had Drake Maye above Mahomes in my draft rankings, Tom, and I'm kind of just going to stick there because Drake Maye's floor, the rushing feels more consistent than Patrick Mahomes, right? Patrick Mahomes is doing it right now, but we haven't seen this kind of sample size for the elongated of his career. And while Drake Maye didn't definitely have the rushing design plays for him last year and still isn't seeing a bunch of them, I go back to his college days when he had over 600 yards at UNC, so it's I do trust Maye, but I think it's like Maye 6 and Mahomes, right there, probably at 7 for me as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a wrong answer on that one. I mean, moving to the next one, Flowers or Ibuka rest of season. I'm a Ravens fan, but everything's kind of breaking right for Ibuka. You look at Mike Evans, the hamstring injury. I know they're saying it's not severe, but Mike Evans hasn't looked incredible this year. Chris Godwin, call me particularly skeptical about that one. I'm not necessarily thinking that he's going to come back and make an instant impact either.
Yeah, I get it, but to me, Zay Flowers just feels like this is the breakout season. It feels like this is what we've been waiting for because, I mean, the targets weren't there on Monday. I went back and watched some of that game, and it seemed like they were just they were going to say, hey, anyone but Zay Flowers can beat us tonight. And I was okay with that. I still think the route running is elite. So I'm there with Zay, honestly. I think Ibuka, it's not a far gap, right, Tom? But I mean, what happens though if Chris Godwin does get back healthy? What happens if we do see Mike Evans back healthy? Where is that target share for Ibuka that already hasn't been sensational by any means? He's been doing it more efficiency-wise.
I think what you have to take into account with Zay Flowers is it is going to be boom busty. There will be weeks where Derrick Henry is going to get the touchdowns and stuff. Whereas I think Ibuka, in my opinion, I do think he's going to set himself a nice floor, and I do think he's going to really dominate targets with the Bucs. I'm quite strong on that one. But yeah, again, these are really tricky conversations because they're very close on both.
What about Scadaboo over Hubbard? Would you rather have Scat?
Oh yeah, I'd have Scadaboo over Chuba Hubbard. I wasn't big on Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard isn't particularly great at catching the ball. He's had a couple of great weeks, but already we're seeing his snaps kind of reduce and some of the guys behind him get involved a bit.
Yeah, I mean, if Cam Man can keep right around somewhere between a 55 and 65% snap share, even when we see Tracy back out there, like he has potential to be a top 15 back because of what he does in the passing game and his explosivity as well. Second part of that question here, Tom, was pick 2 wide receiver, 1 flex, half point PPR, Justin Jefferson, Collins, Achane, Scatterboo, Javonte, BTJ, or Flowers. Wow, stacked lineup.
I mean, I think it's just the first three. I'm not going to overcomplicate that one. Collins, Achane, Jefferson. Yes,
Yeah.
there's backup quarterback stuff and that, but like I'm just trusting
Yeah.
those are 3 first-round players.
Agreed with you there, Tom. Here's another one that we got from Beanstalk. Maye or Caleb Williams this week, BTJ or Ibuka rest of season, half point PPR.
I've got Caleb Williams up at QB5 against the Raiders. Like their secondary just feels really poor. Like they're kind of spicy with the defensive line, but like they're not really stopping the pass, and things start seeming to be clicking for Caleb Williams now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they are, man. I mean, especially like those first couple weeks, he was really running around a little bit too. It's like, ooh, are we going to get that upside? And then I played the over on his rushing attempts last week. Did not come anywhere close to that. So I think there's a better floor with Drake Maye, but I also think there's a game script against Carolina, Tom, where Drake Maye does some early damage in the first half, and then we see a lot of Ramondre, we see a lot of Antonio Gibson and Henderson kind of in that back half. So I do like Caleb Williams ceiling a lot higher.
Yeah, and I think the Panthers secondary and their defense in general, they're playing well. So like that's just why like I'm kind of a little bit ahead on Caleb Williams. The rest of the season one, like I say, I mean, I'm a bit of an Ibuka slappy at the minute. I do like Brian Thomas, but I think it's going to take time for him to get round out into form and figure out this offense.
Yeah, I think it's a coin flip, really. Like it's a coin flip. I think they're back to back for most people in their rest of season rankings. So it's a tough one. I would say probably like still BTJ, I think has the higher ceiling, but Ibuka, like if you need to win right now, if you're 0-3, if you're 1-2, I would rather have Ibuka right now. Pick 1 wide receiver and 2 flex PPR: Keenan Allen, McConkey, Pearsall, Javonte, Mason, and Scatterboo.
Well, I think Jordan Mason's just got to be in there for the start. What we saw last week looked really good. The Steelers have been poor against the run. Keenan Allen, definitely somebody I want to play this weekend. The Giants are incredibly poor against slot receivers. They give up 99 yards per game to the position. And then it kind of starts to get really tricky. I think I'd just lean towards Ricky Pearsall over Scatterboo and McConkey.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely want Keenan Allen in there, which is crazy to say out of all these guys. And I think you're right about Jordan Mason. So then it's really that last flex. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these guys. Javonte and Scatterboo are going to be a really nice floor, but if you're shooting for ceiling, that might be, Ricky Sticky over there and Lad McConkey. So appreciate the questions. Appreciate the super chat from our friends Beanstalk. Here we got one from Sergio. Please help pros. 2-team question. Need 1 wide receiver, RB, 1 flex. Cam Scatterboo, Tedero McMillan, Javonte Williams, Judkins, Keenan Allen, Golden. Let's start there.
Okay, so I mean, running back, I think I'm going Cam Scatterboo over Javonte Williams. Obviously, Javonte against the Packers doesn't feel like the nice matchup. Judkins as well. Again, it's not one I really want to worry about. And I think Scatterboo, everything's kind of pointing up. I know the Chargers are a tough defense, but I think he'll get there in the passing game as well. Then at wide receiver, like it's really difficult for me to go past Keenan Allen. So I'll probably take him at the flex and Tet as the wide receiver.
Yeah, I would say follow those reports. Let's see how good and up Tedero McMillan is this week. He was on the injury report. He is banged up a little bit. It's like I'd say if there's anything about a pitch count or concerns leading up to kickoff that he still might not play, I would not mind going Javonte here. Assuming that is Javonte, not JMO. Javonte, Cam Scatterboo, and Keenan would probably be my 3 maybe.
Even if it was JMO, I think I'm still set with what I am. I mean, JMO's not getting the kind of volume he had, he was kind of, the Ravens played him quite deep and really try to contain him, but it hasn't been quite the breakout that people thought it might be.
Second question here. He needs a quarterback for a different league. Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield, or Caleb. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you, Sergio. We appreciate you, man.
Well, that's Caleb. Yeah, I mean, truly appreciate Sergio, but we already talked about how good Caleb is for this week.
Yeah. Don't get cute. It's going to be. I think that's going to be a really fun matchup, Tom. The Raiders and the and the Bears. Like I have a lot of money on Ashton Genty tomorrow. I'm hoping he can come through for me finally. That'd be great. So
That's so much for it.
appreciate that, Sergio. Here's another super chat from our friend Miranda. Full PPR, Jake Ferguson or Juwan Johnson. Thanks, Tom. Is it hard to get away from Fergie right now? Like, it has just been insane volume the past couple weeks. Right now, he's like in the top 3 for reception earners this season among all positions, not just tight end. So I think Pat Fitzmaurice threw that out yesterday. So are you riding the Fergie train?
I mean, I do like it, and the Packers have given up the 6th most fantasy points to the position through 3 games, which isn't nothing. You look at the volume, but like I've been all over Juwan Johnson all offseason. I thought that in a Kellen Moore offense with the pace they play at, he was going to be somebody that I wanted to lean into. You look at how many plays per game both Buffalo and New Orleans play with, and they are tied for first. I think it's going to be really up tempo. But the Bills are 16-point favorites, so the Saints, they are going to have to pass plenty. And I've got Juwan at my tight end 5, and then I've got Ferguson just one spot behind him at tight end 6.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we appreciate you, Miranda. Thank you so much for checking in with us. Shout out to Debro as well, riding along in the chat. Even in his day off, he's coming out to hang out with us. We appreciate you, Debro. Also, real quick shout out to our partner, DraftKings Pick 6. New customers play just $5 on your first pick, and you can get $50 in bonus picks. Get in on the action and sign up using our promo code FPROS. Again, that's promo code FPROS. And we've got an absolutely loaded college football slate today, capped off with that whiteout in Happy Valley, followed by a sensational pro slate on Sunday and 2 Monday night games to boot. So going to be a really fun time. There's no better time to get invested with DraftKings Pick 6 than today. 18 plus only, 19 plus if you're in Alabama or Nebraska, 21 plus if you're in Arizona, Massachusetts, or Virginia. Valid only where Pick 6 operates. See dkng.co/pick6 states for more information. Void in New York, Ontario, and where prohibited. Eligibility restrictions do apply. 1 per new Pick 6 customer, $5 plus first paid pick set in receiving that max, $50 issued on non-withdrawable bonus bets with that expire within 14 days, 336 hours, ends October 13th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. For full terms, go to pick6.draftkings.com/promos, sponsored, of course, by our friends over at DraftKings. All right.
Seth, we got a couple of people who have messed up their super chats and not posted their chats in with the actual post. If that happens, guys, just drop your comments in as well, and we'll try and make sure we do scoop them up and get to them. Yes,
absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out. And yeah, feel free, Sal, in the back end at any time to bring those up if you find those as well for us. That'd be much appreciated. Here's a super chat from our friend Michael Hubbard. What's up, Hub? Saying 6-point passing touchdown, PPR, Stafford, or Danny Dimes. Opponent has Puka, so maybe a little counter stack here, Tom?
Well, you go back, I think it was week 10 of last year, the last time that Matthew Stafford passed for 3 touchdowns. He's only had 2 games, including the playoffs, where he's hit 300 passing yards in that time. Matthew Stafford just doesn't have these kind of monster weeks. And for me, the rushing floor on Danny Dimes, that's just what counteracts it. So I'd be Daniel Jones there.
Yeah, it's tough for me. I know Debro has Stafford as one of his sleeper starts this week. He was high on him in the primer. So I think there is some, uncapped upside with Stafford, but at the same time, like, I'm just trying, especially if my opponent has Puka, man, like that could be a really big game any single week. So I think I'm just playing it safe. I think I'm rolling out Danny Dimes. But Michael, appreciate the question, man. Appreciate the super chat. Hope you have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon here. If Chuba Hubbard isn't playing, Tom, from our friend at the Cape 88, should I be playing? Who should I be playing then? I got Keon Coleman or Thornton, or should I go pick up Sterling Shepard and play him?
Sterling Shepard one's kind of interesting. I mean, Keon Coleman is obviously really boom or bust. I think that in this game, the Saints are good against the run, so maybe the Bills look to get something going through the air before they wind the clock down. I don't hate that. I know Tyquan Thornton's been pretty impressive, but the Ravens, they're playing their defense so deep at the minute, they seem to be really scared of the deep ball, which is wild considering the talent they've got back there. And I'm not sure that Tyquan Thornton's going to have the success that he's had in recent weeks against them, particularly with Xavier Worthy coming back as well.
Yeah, I don't hate the Sterling Shepard call either. Like Sterling Shepard is a guy, he has that long-term chemistry with Baker Mayfield, of course. I think he's still probably in a little bit lower of a tier just because it is that Philadelphia defense, though. I mean, they got Cooper DeJean flying around there, making plays out of the slot. They have two of the best cornerbacks on the outside if he's out there playing Z in 2 sets as well. So, yeah, I think I probably would lean Coleman. But if you want to shoot for the ceiling with Thornton again, it's been a ride, man. The Thornton experience has been fun this year.
Yeah, I mean, and if the argument's Sterling Shepard out of the slot, the Eagles allow fewer slot yards per game at 29, 3.07 yards per attempt. It's like, it's not pretty.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that question from our friend over there at Cape. Let's get to Stink Mononga here. Morning, y'all. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you as well, Stink. Need 2 in my PPR flex. Jaylen Warren, Elic Ayomanor, Devonta Smith, JMO, RJ Harvey, or Love from New Orleans. Okay. What are you thinking here? We don't know currently the status of Jaylen Warren, so obviously that would complicate matters, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, Jaylen Warren's definitely the priority for me. Obviously, that's a bit tricky depending on your time zone. Easier for me over here. But I would be trying to make sure that I could get Jaylen Warren in there, particularly if we get kind of any decent reports today. And then I'd probably lean to Devonta Smith over JMO or RJ Harvey. And look, I mean, the Bucks, they do tend to sometimes play at tempo. I think that game's got some sneaky value to it.
I agree. That is one of the games I'm certainly looking forward to attacking, both in the betting markets and in fantasy here. So I think that's definitely where I am. If there is no Jaylen Warren, would it be Elic or JMO for you? I imagine you're not ripping out RJ just with the lack of workload right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult to go away from JMO, but Elic Ayomanor, like, you look what he's done the last 2 weeks, like double digits, touchdowns in both games. He's caught the only 2 touchdowns that Cam Ward's thrown so far. Like, the risk for biscuit is Elic Ayomanor.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you heard it here from our guy, Tom. We got Derek checking in. Happy Saturday. Great to see you, D-Bro. We appreciate you, man. And then Austin here asking first team Tua or Penix.
Let me just double check that one. I can't off the top of my head. Like, I mean, I do. Yeah, I've got Michael Penix at QB 19, Tua down at QB 28. I think like the Jets are just quite a slow team, whereas Penix against Washington, the Commanders secondary, they've been poor against the deep ball. Or if Penix is going to get the deep ball going, then this needs to be the game for it. If not, then the alarm bells are definitely out.
Okay. All right. And then second team here, Javonte Williams or Pearsall for flex. I have Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Nico London, also Dak or Trevor. So Javonte or Pearsall, and then Dak or Trevor, Tom?
I'm going Pearsall. I mean, we mentioned it already, but like the Green Bay defense is really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know when it comes to Pearsall or Javonte, dude. That's really that feels like a tester to me. It really does. But
yeah, I just like when it comes to Pearsall, like the way to get at the Niners has been deep passes to the left side of the field. That's where they've been giving up this. They've given up the 7th most fantasy points to that area of the field. They allow the 7th most receptions there, which is the most in the league. They allow 7 receptions there, most in the league. And Pearsall leads the Niners with 5 targets to that area of the field. So when the Niners do go deep, it's been to that area of the field. And I think that Pearsall's just going to hit a couple of big bombs there.
Okay. Here we got one from King. Pick 4, Wan'Dale Robinson, Troy Franklin, Darnell Mooney, Isaiah Pacheco, Stephon Diggs, Chase Brown, Downs, Golden, Tootin. And what can I trade some of these other guys for? So let's start with the pick question here. Who are you starting in this lineup, Tom?
Let's go with the locks. I know it hasn't been pretty for Chase Brown, and it's definitely not another perfect matchup, but I think I'm going back to him just on sheer volume and hoping that he comes good. Matthew Golden, I like him in this matchup against the Cowboys with their secondary beating up so much. Tootin is a fine player. I know the Niners are reasonably good. And then out of the rest, I think I'm going back to Mooney for those deep shots we talked about with Penix, but you could kind of coin flip Mooney, Franklin. I'm not going with Pacheco. They've been truly awful. And I know the Ravens got gashed by the run last week, but that's a run style that the Chiefs don't run duo.
Yeah, I'm fully with you on all those. The only thing I would say is I think I would just go maybe Wan'Dale over Tootin. Maybe there's some garbage time there late for the Giants that they just have to, start throwing late. Wan'Dale's seemingly changed a little bit in kind of the archetype of player we thought, right? This is a guy who could get you 7 receptions and he might get you 35 yards many times, but he's had a bit deeper of an ADOT this season, Tom. So does the Jackson Dart being at quarterback kind of what scare you off there?
Yeah, a little bit. And the Chargers
Okay.
allow the second lowest completion rate on passes at like 10 to 19 yards downfield. So it's like that's the kind of area where we see Wandale do that damage, isn't it? Like that middle of the field bit. And the Chargers just tend to be very good there. So like I don't hate it because he can PPR scam his way to decent days, but I'm a little bit lower on Wandale this week than I was previously.
Okay. Quick reminder to everyone, if you want to get your questions answered, please send them in the chat as quick as you can. We will only be able to get to the super questions that or the super chats that we're getting right here in about the next 20 minutes. So we really need to get those in from you guys, and we'll try to get to them as soon as possible here. Let's get to a couple more super chats from our friends. First of all, we got, let's see. Okay, that's a new one. We got Breaking Sydney. Hi, team. 10-team PPR tight end. I got Kraft or Warren in my flex. Jaylen, Warren, Kamara, or Tedero McMillan. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Yeah, I'm Tucker Kraft. He's my tight end 3, but Tyler Warren's tight end 4 for me. So it's a really tricky one. I just lean towards Tucker Kraft because of the Cowboys secondary being so poor.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm with you there. And then is it Kamara? Is it pretty easy Kamara in the flex?
No, I'm down on Kamara this week, to be honest, man. Like I don't really struggling with him. Look, I mean, I know the Bills have been iffy on defense, but I'm really finding it difficult to get on board with him because he's just not catching the ball at a rate that we'd like him to. So I'd lean towards Ted McMillan.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Just follow reports. Make sure he's out there, guys. Yeah. And Tom saying rolling with Tet here. King in the chat. Pick 2, Pearsall, Ridley, or Godwin. So I don't know if Godwin's going to play tomorrow, Tom. Yeah. So, I mean, you might be stuck with Pearsall or Ridley, but like I would say what's on the waiver wire because I'm okay with buying Calvin Ridley. I think there are better days ahead, but I don't want to roll him out here in this matchup at all.
Yeah, like big Calvin Ridley fan this offseason, and it's just been really miserable. So if I can find a way not to do that, but in terms of Pearsall's the obvious one, and then Godwin, yeah, very much on board. But I'm not expecting a good week 1 for him.
Yeah, absolutely. King, appreciate the question, brother. Here we got one from Bunting. What's up, Bunting? Great to see you, as always. Saying, what's up, guys? Will London ever reach his ceiling? It's TreVeyon and TreVeyon, Henderson, or Dobbins this week. Let's start with London. Tom, I was actually just offered a trade, London for my Zay Flowers, pretty much straight up. And everything in me as a fantasy player and manager and analyst tells me, like, you take the guy who's proven it in Drake London. But I don't know how big the gap is between him and Flowers rest of the season. But let's just focus on London here. Like, can he reach that ceiling with what Michael Penix Jr. is doing out there right now?
I think so, because of what we saw last year. Things looked a little bit shaky at the minute, but I'm willing to put my faith in what we've seen and how good it's been at times. So yeah, I'm fine with that. And then the second part of this question is J.K. Dobbins by about 10 spots for me. The Bengals just absolutely stink. They can't stop anything on the run, and the volume for J.K. has been really good. Tyler V-Day last week being taken out of the rotation a little bit more, making it easier for Dobbins.
Okay. Bam Bam Branson in the chat. Fields or Nix, Javonte or ETN?
Well, on the Javonte or ETN, I think I'm still going towards ETN. I don't, I'm still just the Javonte matchup this week just kind of bothers me. And then Bo Nix, like I just mentioned it with Dobbins, like the Bengals, they can't stop anything. Bo Nix hasn't been impressive so far. And if we don't see something out of him this week, yeah, we'll have to have a real serious conversation about him. But he's my QB9.
Okay. All right. And let's get a couple more here. Who do I start, Sam LaPorta or Fergie? I think it's got to be Fergie, right? Dude, the volume's unreal, man.
Yeah, it's like Cleveland's quite a neutral matchup for the tight end position. Like they aren't doing anything particularly good or anything particularly bad against them. And the volume is so good for Ferguson. I had a lot of off-season takes invested in Sam LaPorta. So it's kind of hard for me to let go, but I am with you on Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, he's been great, man. Traded Trey Tucker for McLaurin and Turpin, yes? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to help you this week with Terry McLaurin ruled out, and obviously keep an eye on that news. It could go south if he ends up out for a bit longer, but definitely.
Yeah, thank you, Araya. That's a great trade in my opinion. I think sell high on Trey Tucker if you got him.
Yeah.
Flex full PPR spot, Ayomanor or Breece Hall. It's got to be Breece, right? We're not getting that cute, even though I like
Yeah.
Elic.
Yeah, definitely. I like Elic too, but Pearsall, my running back 13 this week. Miami, not a good defense. Definitely one which we could see enough volume for Breece easily that he ends up having a very strong day.
Yeah, completely agreed with you there. Half point PPR for Flex, Pollard, or Scattaboo.
I mean, look, the Texans, I mean, they've given up the 8th most fantasy points to the running backs. I think I just lean towards Pollard over Scattaboo.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I think you can run on the Chargers though, right? Like they haven't shown me anything. Just looking back at recent game logs, that I think the upside with Scattaboo, on if I'm going to be honest with you, like Tony Pollard, he's had the backfield to himself and just hasn't done it yet. But this does feel like a bit more of a ground and pound game. I think between Tennessee and Houston, though, you could be right on that. Like I actually think Nick Chubb kind of a sneaky start as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've only got Pollard a couple of spots ahead of Scattaboo. And to your point, the Chargers, they rank third in missed tackles. Like they're giving up a lot of, sorry, they rank first in missed tackles, and Scattaboo ranks third in missed tackles forced. So, like, the chance of him breaking big runs is definitely there, but I'm just leaning towards Pollard.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. That totally makes sense. And I think that's a pound. Is that what the symbol for a pound from our friend
That's,
Erdinger?
that's a euro, man.
Oh,
That's,
okay. Okay.
I'm going to say German. I'm going to say Erdinger. That sounds German.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us from Germany and sharing some of your heroes with us. I'm seeing a couple super chats come in from people like Owen, Eric, Eichen, and there's no question attached. So if you have a question that you want us to address with those, please let us know down below. Put those in live chat and we'll be sure to get to those. Here we go. We got Trev. What's up, Trev? Saying lost Connor, Monongai, and Corum on the bench, starting Woody Marks, have Danny Jones as a backup quarterback. Should I try to trade away Hurts for an RB1 or 2?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean,
Yeah.
look, Danny Dimes, until he loses his job, is going to be worthwhile for fantasy. So if you can make a trade and get yourself a bit of security there whilst waiting for some injuries or something to play out that benefit your running back room, then I don't hate that at all. It's a big swing, and we're at the point of the season where you got to make big swings.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's pretty much the move you need to make. Go find someone who needs a quarterback, Trev, and get that deal done. Appreciate the question, brother. Should I bench Malik Neighbors for Debo, Tom? Crazy. I know. I have Pearsall and QJ. Falcons are beat up. McLaurin's still out, and Jackson is not proven.
Yeah, look, this is one of those moves that could backfire on you, and there's a reason when, if you dive into the expert consensus rankings, you'll still see Malik Neighbors as a top 10 wide receiver this week. I've got Deebo Samuel down at wide receiver 14 this week on the back of Terry McLaurin being out. I think you can easily get at the Falcons secondary. They're beating up there as well. But look, you have to be willing to say Malik Neighbors could still go off, and I benched him, but these are one of those where sometimes you just have to make the gut calls and go against the rankings. And if that's what you think, then I would absolutely go with it.
Yeah, Brandon, this is a really tough one, man. I mean, in my mind, like who's the better quarterback though, Jackson Dart or Marcus Mariota? Like it's kind of a toss up. I understand one's pretty unproven, but I've seen Dart slinging around the SEC for long enough and get his receivers involved that I do think Neighbors has at least some floor. And the matchup, I think, is the big question though against the Chargers, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a tough one. That's a tough one, Brandon. But we appreciate the question, man. And Julio Garcia, full PPR, start Devonta Smith or Matthew Golden this week. Tommy, what do you have?
I've got Devonta Smith. I think it definitely feels like it's ticking up for Matthew Golden, but I'm not quite ready to put him in the top sort of 27, 28 wide receivers where I've got Devonta Smith at the minute.
Okay. And a real quick reminder, guys, that if you want a chance to win the ultimate symbol of fantasy glory, the Fantasy Football Championship belt, courtesy of our good friends over at Trophy Smack, the #1 destination for epic fantasy football hardware, then this is your moment. This massive gold-plated belt is built to make a statement. It's bold. It's heavy, and it's guaranteed to turn heads in your league. And don't just win your championship, wear it. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now and drop a comment below on any of our videos, and that's it. We will be announcing a winner right here on the channel, so make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss your chance to claim this championship belt if you are that lucky winner and flex to your entire league this season. All right, some more super chats coming up. First is from our friend Joe. Need 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, and a flex. Ricky P. London, BTJ, Hall, Hampton, Mason, Kyron. Wow, stud lineup from our friend Joe. Of course, I know he's a longtime subscriber with that type of lineup.
Well, I mean, let's go wide receiver first. And this one, I mean, obviously just feels really straightforward. I'm benching Brian Thomas for Pearsall and London at the minute. And then at the running back, I'm going with, I think this is where it gets really tough because I want to put Hampton out there. I want to put Mason out there.
Yep.
And I'm probably putting Breece Hall out there, Kyron Williams. Obviously, the volume's good, but it's just like the efficiency is just starting to drop down to a point where I don't really want him. And we're starting to see his snap share reduced. JJ Zachariason made a point on Twitter the other day that Kyron Williams yet to see a 10% target share in any game this year. And I think Kyron's the odd man out for me.
I think it's a great problem to have for Joe, and I'm in lockstep with you on everything other than I think I would go Kyron over Breece, and I am a Breece guy, but just because I don't know if he has the goal line work, I don't know what this offense looks like again when Justin Fields is just coming back. Miami's a great matchup, though, right? Miami's a great matchup. I do want to get invested with that, so I don't think you can go wrong either way, but I think Tom put you in the right direction, and then it's the decision of Kyron over Breece. But Joe, appreciate the question, buddy. Here we got one from our friend Evan. Morning, gents. Morning to you as well, Evan. London or Pickens, please help. Thanks.
I mean, the volume just wasn't quite there, and it feels like Dak and Pickens still have a little bit of working things out to do. I've got George Pickens at my wide receiver 17 at the minute, and I've got Drake London at wide receiver 10 this week. The way to get the Commanders is absolutely through the air, and I'm just going to trust that.
Agreed. Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Mason, or Terry McLaurin. What are you thinking here? Tommy from our friend Stacy.
So it's trade Pearsall, Jordan Mason, Terry McLaurin.
Totally read that wrong.
It can't be all 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing that. No way.
I mean, if it was just Terry McLaurin for Derrick Henry, I'd absolutely do that, but I wouldn't do the package.
Yep, agreed. Completely agreed. That's way too much capital to be given up for Derrick Henry. Right here from James, Bo Nix or Jordan Love, DJ, Jay Fields, or Geno potentially as well. Pick 2 running back and a flex then. Let's start with the quarterbacks.
Well, I've got Bo Nix at QB9, Jordan Love QB10, real toss up there. I think I would lean towards the Bengals simply because Bo Nix taking on the Bengals because the Bengals are just trash. And then DJ Fields or Geno, that one's Daniel Jones for me, QB6 in my rankings this week. 2 running back and a flex. Jacobs is the lock there. Genty, we already talked about, if it's not now, then when is it? And then I'd go Scadaboo over the rest.
Yep, I agree. I'm in lockstep with you. Here we have one from Daddy Hamill. RB to start, Chase Brown or Pacheco, Tony P. Flex Sutton, Matthew Golden. Also have Wan'Dale Robinson and BTJ JMO as options. Think I'm behind in the afternoon slate. I can play Golden at flex for high ceiling. What's your thoughts here from Daddy?
Well, I mean, the running back one's tricky because Chase Brown's just looked really terrible lately. Pacheco is absolutely not involved in that conversation for me. I think I still lean towards Chase Brown ahead of where I've got Tony Pollard, as much as it doesn't feel great.
Yeah, I agree. It's good volume, and I think you got to roll out Sutton, right? In that type of matchup. I think he has more upside, even though Matthew Golden has just as good of a matchup.
I think Matthew Golden, maybe we see some ceiling come out soon, but I would go with Sutton. It just feels too dependable.
Yeah, agreed with you there, man. Full PPR, 1 wide receiver, Judy, Ayomanor, or Godwin. Is this Elic? Are we firing up Elic?
I think we're finally getting towards Elic. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Judy's just been. I mean, the ceiling feels capped even against the Lions. Maybe they're just down a ton and they just have to throw, but how far do they have to get down from where they're rolling out Gabriel, right? So it's I don't know if I really want to do that.
Yeah, and Detroit, like we saw what we did last week against Zay Flowers, as you mentioned. Like
Yeah.
when they're on their game in the passing defense, they're really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we got one from Eric Firestone. Do you have Firestone subs out there? You got what kind of sub chains do you have out there, Tom?
We've just got Subway is the main big one over here, but no, I'm gonna have to look into Firestone.
No Jimmy Johns or Jersey Mikes?
No
Oh,
Jersey Mikes, no Jimmy Jones.
oh wow. Eric asking second wide receiver slot, Worthy, Ridley, Doubs, or Ayomanor here.
I think I'd go towards Worthy. Like Worthy for me, the Ravens have lost to the Chiefs
True.
going back to, like 2015 in Arrowhead. Like, and last year it was Worthy's first game where he had 2 touchdowns against them. They were a bit of broken plays, but I'm fine going back to him and saying that he's what the Chiefs need right now.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with that from you as well. And just, pay attention to what news comes out over the next 24 hours, what the snap count's going to be, because I do think Elic gives you a nice floor, but Worthy definitely has upside. Seeing some more super chats coming in from Yurov and Carolyn and Owen and not seeing a question attached to him. So if you guys do have questions, be sure to drop those below and we'll try to get to them as quickly as we can. Also, if you guys are wondering if your injured players are going to be suiting up, well, then make sure you're checking out our Are They Playing tool. It uses years of injury data to give you an accurate prediction on whether an injured player will play or not. Sync your league and get a simple report for all your players on the practice report all throughout the week. Best of all, it's available for everyone for free. Stop sweating the Sunday inactives and get ahead of those tough lineup decisions by visiting fantasypros.com/arethaykplaying. Got one from Crystal here. Non-PPR top 2, BTJ, Pollard, or Ridley, Ayomanor, or Dobbs. What do you think for our friend Crystal?
Well, I mean, once you go into non-PPR and you're kind of looking for those touchdowns beyond anything else, I think I'd be leaning towards Pollard, and then I'd be leaning towards Ayomanor. Like, say, 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Cam Ward's looking for him. Cam Ward trusts him.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, is it ever going to come? Like, when's the ceiling of the game's got to come for BTJ at some point, though? I'm just so afraid we leave it on the bench here, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the risk. But against the Niners, who've been a pretty solid defense, allowed the 5th fewest fantasy points to the wide receiver position.
It's fair.
I'm not sure it's this week.
Very fair. Purdy or Maye this week. Wide receiver, Tedero McMillan, Jameson Williams, Debo Samuel, Matthew Golden. Yeah.
Help us out here.
Flex a wide receiver or Bill.
Okay, well, I'm going Maye over Purdy, and it doesn't sound like he's 100% just yet. And the Jags defense has actually been really good. They rank 4th in defensive DVOA so far. Then going to the wide receiver, the way I'd rank these guys is McMillan, then Debo Samuel, then JMO, and then Golden, and then flex. I mean, I don't get the question. Or Bill?
Yeah.
I mean, so then flex using one of those wide receivers or Bill. I'd probably put Bill in ahead of everyone but McMillan and Debo.
Okay. All right. Yeah, definitely had to do a crossword to figure that one out, Alejandro. We appreciate the super chat nonetheless, though. Here we have a question from Mayan also asking about Bill. Are we dropping Bill? We got to hold Bill, right? We're holding Bill.
Hold him a little bit longer. I mean, yes, Chris Rodriguez had like the most touches last week with 11, but he, there's enough there with Jacory Croskey where I think that we can wait for now.
Need two Pickens, BTJ, or Judkins full point PPR from Caleb. Are we sending BTJ yet again, Tom?
I think I have to sit BTJ there just because Judkins saw such a high workload last week, and then Pickens feels like the easy option.
Yep, I'm in agreement with you there. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, loaded at wide receiver. Have Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Tedero McMillan, Devonta Smith, Nico, and Ibuka. Should I make a trade for someone and who? I mean, absolutely. I think you try to look to sell a couple of these guys high.
Yep. I mean,
Go ahead.
Keenan Allen would be one who's a fair one to trade away.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And then, Devonta Smith would definitely get a problem off your bench because there will be weeks where he just doesn't score. So if you could package Keenan Allen and Devonta Smith up to go and get a running back of high value, I'd be quite happy to do that.
Who do you think would be a running back you could go after? Like, are we up into that like Hampton tier? Like,
Well,
is
can
or is
you
that?
get Ashton Genty, TreVeyon Henderson, one of these rookies who perhaps hasn't
Yeah.
quite shown it for us? Or can you trade Keenan Allen for Jordan Mason straight up, something like that?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely want to do it for Henderson, but like Hampton or Genty, I would definitely consider something like that. So Dan, appreciate the question, bro. Have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon. Here we got pick 3 PPR from Scotty Parlay. Pick 3 PPR, Chase Pickens, Ibuka, Tedero, McMillan. Ooh, good problem to have.
Well, who are you sitting there? Because I mean, you've got to play Chase.
Yep.
Like Pickens feels like the obvious one. So when it comes down to Ibuka and Tet, are you leaning towards Tet even with the kind of the injury stuff?
I think I would sit Tet just because the injury, and also like I don't know what Christian Gonzalez we get. There's a chance that we get the one who is a lockdown corner, and I don't want anything to do with that, or it's not that Christian Gonzalez and Tet could have a big day. But I think I'm always the guy. I'm scared of getting burned on injuries, man. I hate that 0 or that 1.5. I had a huge tickets on CD last week in the betting for streets as well. So like, I just want to avoid the injury. It's Chase Pickens and Ibuka for me, but I understand if you want to go Tetaroa over one of those guys, Tom.
No, I think I'd side with you. I mean, they're back to back in my rankings.
Okay. Here we go. We got another one from Jonathan. Start 2, Tom, QJ, Devonta Smith, T, Jennings, Waddle, Pearsall.
I'm going to go Pearsall and QJ. As difficult as that sounds. I mean, QJ just keeps getting touchdowns and keeps winning downfield.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Carolyn, her question from earlier, non-PPR tune 1 against the only 3-0 team this week. 3 wide receivers, London, Sutton, and Buka. Williams, 2 running backs, Irving, Hampton, Mason. Thanks.
So I'm going with London, Egbuka, and Sutton. And then at running back, I'm going with Mason and I'm going with Hampton. I think I sit Bucky. Like, I don't feel great about the matchup. The Bucks offensive line really starting to hurt him.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Let's go with Ryan. First time fantasy. Oh, that's awesome,
Love
man.
it.
Full PPR with Daniels out. QB start Gino, Mariota, or Stroud to a Penix. Also, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex, 1 tight end from Hall, Javonte, Kamara, AJB, ASRB, Keenan Allen, Andrews Kraft.
So I've got Gino just a couple of spots ahead of Marcus Mariota and a few ahead of CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud, just get rid of him. He's not a fantasy football quarterback. Going on to the next one, 2 wide receiver, 2 running back. From the running backs, I'd be going with Breece Hall and Javonte ahead of Kamara. Like I say, I am very low on Kamara this week. Then wide receivers, it's never smooth with AJ Brown, but you got to start him. And then I'm going with ARSB and Keenan Allen. I'm not flexing one of the tight ends, but I'd go to Kraft over Andrews.
Agreed. Start 2, Jaylen Warren, Olave, Scadwell. I think it's got to be the other 2 with Jaylen Warren's injury, right?
Yeah, I mean, play it safe. And then if you get news in the morning and Jaylen Warren sounds fine, maybe you could, but I'd be completely fine just starting the other 2 anyway.
Yeah, tough defense out there in Minnesota. I don't know what we're going to get from Rodgers. He doesn't play it well over on your side of the pond either, Tom. So Nick here, start Hendy or Pollard RB2 full PPR.
I'm going Henderson there.
Oh, so you think this is the game? You think this is the game?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike Vrabel, like, there's no way he likes for fumbling.
Yeah, good point. I hope so, man. I got a lot of exposure to Henderson, so that'd be great. Start Ibuka or London for flex full PPR.
That's London for me.
Yep, agreed. Half point PPR, Godwin or Kirk, Mayfield or Stafford. I think it's got to be Kirk with that volume and the fact that he's at least healthier than Godwin, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got very little faith in Godwin this week. It's been a year. Like, this is not the matchup to come back into and hit the ground running. And then at quarterback, it's Mayfield by a good bit.
Yeah, I freaking hate the Texans. Why draft good receivers if you're not going to play them, man?
Yeah.
Aylin here. I need a tight end and flex. I got Hunter Henry, Travis Kelce, Worthy, Thornton, Hubbard.
I'm going with Hunter Henry and Worthy out of those 2 there.
Okay. I like Hubbard for a floor. I like, again, injuries are scaring me off of what we're going to get from Worthy here, but I completely understand. Okay, let's get to some more here. A Mecca or Scadaboo in the flex.
Let's go Scadaboo. Let's live dangerously, but just go with volume.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you there as well. Guys, last chance if you guys want to get your questions. We have about 15 minutes left on the program. Send those in with super chats. We'll be sure to try to get to those as quickly as we can. From Bait, full PPR, 2 flex, 1 quarterback, Fields or Purdy, Chase, Moore, Waddle, Keon, Kyron, JCM, Tune, Harvey, Bowers, Pitts. Who starts at running back and flex? I'll have Trey B week 5.
Well, I'm going with Fields ahead of Purdy, only by a couple of spots, but I'd go with him. Going to your wide receiver, I'm going with what we're doing 2 flex here. I'm going with Chase and DJ Moore, I think. And then your flex, man, I mean, maybe Kyron here. What do you think?
Kyron. Yeah, 100% Kyron. Yeah, lean on that volume. Kamara or Montgomery from Fubar?
That's Kamara. That one should be Kamara ahead of Montgomery by a bit.
Yep, agreed. Hernan, full PPR, need 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex. Chase, Adams, Hill, Moore, Golden, Javonte, Chase Brown, Kamara, Judkins. Wow, loaded.
So Chase and Adams, definitely the easy choice at wide receiver. Running back, let's go with Javonte Williams here, and then I'd lean to Chase Brown. And then for the flex, I think that probably is Kamara maybe ahead of Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, it's Kamara Judkins, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
I just don't trust the freaking Dolphins, dude. Not as far as I can throw them. All right, let's get to some more here. Offered Goddard for Kincaid. I mean, pretty lateral move, right?
Yeah, sideways move. Not sure what you really gain. If you can get a piece on top, I'd do it, but not straight up.
Yeah, agreed. Full PPR, need 2 wide receivers. Oh, no, we already got to this one. Apologies. Pearsall or Genty? Got this Genty game, right? It's the Genty game.
If it's not the Genty game, then this is the time to get rid of him.
I hope. Do the right thing, Chip Kelly. Do the right thing, please. Drop 1. Jonathan Taylor, Gibbs, Scattaboo, Bill, RJ Harvey, Woody Marks.
That's not fun. I mean, it's
Marks, right?
Yeah, it's Marks. I like Marks upside, but out of them.
Yeah, it's worst offense too right now. Matthew following up from earlier, DK or Olave for flex, Dynasty PPR plus 1 point for first down, starting Odunze, Myers, Abuka. Other options are Monangai and Tootin.
I'm going with Olave there. I'm a bit of a DK hater, but I think the volume that Olave seemed, the pace of the game environment, the fact that they're so heavily underdogs, they're going to be passing a lot, and I don't respect the Bills secondary.
One quarterback PPR, Herbert or Caleb, same league, 2 flex, Wandale, ETN, Tootin, Fannin, Travis Hunter, Downs, and Godwin.
I'm going with Caleb just ahead of Herbert. Herbert's 1 spot ahead of Caleb for me. Like the Giants, not a team that we need to worry about. And then the pick 2 for the flex, I'm going with Etienne, and then I'd probably going with Tootin after him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust any of those wide receivers, man. I don't at all. Or Wandale. Yeah, but I guess it's Dart, so I guess, I think you're pretty, Well, do you want to start both Jags running back? So that's the thing.
Oh, sorry, bad point from me. Etienne, and then
I think it's Wandale.
Wandale or Josh Downs.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Michael. Tough one, buddy. He must be a Jags fan. He had a ton of Jaguars on that team. Hey, pros, who should I start in my flex spot? Chase Brown, Quinshawn Judkins, Waddle, Henderson, 10-team full PPR.
It's TreVeyon Henderson week, man. Let's lean into it, and I'm going with him. I think that you really get a nice week and a nice return from him finally.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Start 3: Adams, Garrett Wilson, Rome, Abuka. Wow.
I'm starting the first 3, sitting Abuka, like him plenty, but not ahead of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Keep an eye on the injury report though, Eddie, because I want to get positive confirmation that Adams is going to be a full go too. I think he was trending in that direction. It sounded like, just kind of reading the coach speak. But Jorge, 10-team, 3 wide receiver, 2 flex, full PPR. Pick 2 for flex: Troy Franklin, TreVeyon Henderson, Khalil Shakir, and Worthy.
I'm going TreVeyon Henderson and Xavier Worthy. I like Franklin and Khalil Shakir, but I think the other 2 are a bit more secure and a bit more volume.
Yeah, I think I'm there with you. Full half point PPR, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex: BTJ, Tucker, Judkins,
J.K. Dobbins.
Okay, Hubbard.
I think though. So if we're going wide receiver, I can't start Tucker ahead of Brian Thomas Jr.
No, it's a bridge too far.
Yeah, and then I go J.K. Dobbins ahead of the other 2.
Okay. From Natalie, who are we starting full point PPR for tight ends, Kraft or Fannin? Also
Come on, it's Kraft.
Yeah. Also pick 2 wide receiver for flex, Tagovaoiloa, Olave, Williams, Myers. Other 2 wide receivers, Abuka and Chase.
Yeah, I go McMillan and Olave and just keep an eye on that sort of injury stuff.
Yep.
And if you need to, then it would be Myers ahead of JMO for me.
Agreed. Mason or Bucky, London, Tagovaoiloa or Golden.
I'm Jordan Mason. I think it's a big Jordan Mason week, and then go Drake London. Pretty consistent on that one.
Yeah, agreed. Need 3 flex PPR, JCM, Keon, Fannin, Burden, Ollie Gordon, Hunter, Braylon, Tesla. Oh man, we are scraping, Senor. We are scraping.
This is a deep league, this one. So JCM and Keon would be the first ones I'd lock in. And then after that, man, I mean, the Niners have given up the most slot touchdowns so far this year. Travis Hunter leads the Jags in slot targets, so no risk it, no biscuit on Travis Hunter. But if you didn't want to start him, I'd probably lean towards Tesla.
Oh, really? I would go Fannin. I think I would go Fannin over Tesla. But I do agree. Like, this is another situation. I don't want to start Travis Hunter, but I'm actually was considering him for an anytime touchdown or something, just because I think this is the game he could find pay dirt. So love that analysis there, Tom. Here from Albert Martinez. What's up, Albert? Are you on a boat in that profile picture? That's nice.
Looks nice.
Yeah, very, very well done. Knicks or Fields, Bucky or Mason, Tyler Warren or LaPorta, T. Higgins or Judy, PPR league. Let's make some decisions for Albert.
Bo Nix, Jordan Mason, Tyler Warren, and then T. Higgins.
Yep, agreed with you, Tommy. Golden, Pickens, Zay, Ladd, Justin Jefferson. Pick 3, please, from Lenny the Great.
So I'm going Justin Jefferson. I'm going with Zay Flowers and George Pickens. Lad, talked about earlier, the Giants give up a lot to the slot, but Keenan Allen is just leading the way in those kind of slot receptions at the minute. And then Golden, I just need to see it.
And then we have Parker. Need help. 2 running back, 1 wide receiver, 2 flex. Running backs, Brown, Chuba, Chubb, 2 and Marks. Wide receiver, Pearsall, Tet, Mooney. Tight end, Kraft, Kincaid, JSN played already. Lamb hurt. Oh, sorry, dude.
Man. Okay, so we're going with Chase Brown and then Chuba. I'm not getting into the deeper ones of those. At wide receiver, it would be Ricky Pearsall for sure. Tet, if he's healthy and playing. And then the flex, I think that I'm probably leaning towards Mooney there because of the matchup, and Kraft well ahead of Kincaid.
Yeah. I will say, though, don't count out Nick Chubb. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Chubb does have a better day than Chuba. It's a really good dude. The Titans just can't stop anyone on the ground, but maybe it's more Woody Marks this week too. That's the other caveat I guess you have to deal with there.
And that's the one which is going to hurt when you see one of those on your bench and you're playing the opposite one.
Yeah, for sure. Parker, thanks for the question, buddy. Thanks for the super chat as well. Stay downyard. Fields or Caleb? It's got to be Caleb, right? It's been awesome.
Yeah. I mean, QB3 in fantasy at the minute, and just the matchup against the Raiders, very easy to trust him there.
Yeah, agreed with you there. Would you drop Ayomanor for Coleman from Derek?
Yeah, I would. And if it's an either or and you're looking for one of them, I'd drop Coleman ahead of Ayomanor as well. But I would prefer to have Ayomanor than Coleman is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. Reminder, guys, you can track every fantasy relevant moment in just one spot. Game Day gives you live play-by-play updates on all your matchups, fantasy leaderboards, and player updates completely free. Check it out today, live at fantasypros.com/gameday. All right, Tom. Well, what a sensational morning it's been like for us over here. What time is it over there? Is it 7 or 8 already?
No. So I'm 5 hours ahead of Eastern, so we're getting towards 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So it's pretty much time to crack open a beer.
Yeah.
And start looking at those lineups for tomorrow. Make a few bets.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, baby.
Yeah, and I would say anybody who's not had the question answered, look, tag us on Twitter or just drop it in the comments below the video after it finishes. Refresh the feed, and you can drop them as proper comments on YouTube, and I'll keep checking in and try and answer as many as possible. Or look, just come and find me and Seth on Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to a couple more here real quick. We do have a couple minutes left, and we'll try to get to them. Here's from Sanchez. Greetings from Mexico. Should I trade Marvin Harrison Jr. or trade him? Should I trade him?
Well, I mean, look, if you're thinking about whether to keep or trade Marvin Harrison, you're not going to get great value on him unless you find a Cardinals fan or somebody who truly believes in him. And it is a really risky one. Like, I would be looking to package him with another player so that you kind of mask a little bit of Marvin Harrison's value and try and get another player that way if you're going to do it.
Yeah. Here from actually, I think we already got. Do we already get to? I think we already got
Yeah,
to
we
that
got
team.
that one.
Okay. Mason or Hampton non-PPR, 1 point per 25 yards.
I think I'm going with Mason there. I think Hampton's still going to get a little bit more of his value through the passing game, which you won't quite feel there.
Agreed. Thanks, Luke. Laws, 2 questions, full PPR, running back, need 2. Chase Brown, JK, Alvin, Javonte, full PPR, need 1 running back, David, Montgomery, or Henderson. It's Hendo in that bottom one, right?
Yeah, definitely Hendo in the bottom one. And then in the top one for the 2, I'm going with Chase Brown and JK Dobbins.
Wow, Chase Brown over Javonte. You're off. You're cool on
yeah,
Javonte this week.
I am. Yeah,
you're
so
consistent.
So Javonte is my RB21. Like the Packers, I just think that defensive line, they're going to be really good. Obviously, it didn't look amazing for him last week against the Browns, but they still held them in check. And I just think that people are forgetting just how good they are.
Mm-hmm. Misfit, Warren or Kraft, leaning Kraft matchup. Also, should I trade K9? Well, let's start with the tight end.
Yeah, so I've got Tucker Kraft at tight end 3. I've got Tyler Warren at tight end 4. I think that I'm just trusting Tucker Kraft. Like he was my conviction tight end pick of the summer, and I'm not moving away from that. And then if you can trade Kenneth Walker for Rashee Rice, I'd be absolutely fine with that. Like you've had a few usable weeks from Kenneth Walker before you get to move off him.
Yeah, you're loaded at running back too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would prefer to honestly. I don't know if you could get it done, but can I give Benson and a plus, maybe a Benson a plus, and get? I just prefer K9 over Benson, but it's close. I guess that gap's close. That gap's pretty close now. Worthy or Judy this week from Stay Danyard.
I'm going Xavier Worthy. I just think he's going to eat in the middle of the field against the Ravens and pick up enough of a PPR scam to be pretty damn useful.
Mm-hmm. What about from Francisco, half point PPR, 1 quarterback, who to start? Dak, JJ McCarthy, running back, K Walker, Bill, Tootin, Harvey, McNichols, wide receiver, Chase, AJB, Emeka, Pittman, tight end, Juwan or Andrews.
So, I mean, obviously, JJ McCarthy, like in a 1 QB league, I'm just not looking to roster 2 quarterbacks unless they've got real upside or unless you've got imminent bye weeks, which isn't something you're really worrying about there. Running back, you definitely want to be starting Kenneth Walker. I think that then you can look at Bill probably as the second running back you want this week. Wide receiver, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown are just absolute easy ones, and then Emeka. And then I'll be starting Juwan ahead of Andrews. And if you need a flex after all that, it'd be Michael Pittman.
Yep. Great. Well said. Half point PPR. Should I start Drake London or Sutton? It's got to be Drake, right? I mean, it's a great matchup for Sutton. Yeah. Great matchup. But I don't think you can ever. I mean, it's been rough for Sutton, but he's still, a couple games away from getting 15 targets. And it's a Washington secondary I'm not afraid of at all.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let's get to what tutties we running this week. You got any you got any touchdown plays for us this week, Tommy?
I've not looked at touchdowns just yet. I mean, I'll be honest, the bets which I've been quite heavy on this week, Chigokonkwo 4+ receptions, the Titan, that's a really favorable matchup in the slot. Tyler Warren over 52 receiving yards, and then DeAndre Hopkins 2+ receptions was at 23-20. If you give me over evens for DeAndre Hopkins against his old team in a revenge game to get 2 receptions, I'm smashing that.
Yeah, good point there. For a couple TDs I have played right now for you, Logan. Ashton Genty, -135. Nice. 3 different running backs have scored on the Bears this season. They've also allowed the 3rd most rushing yards to them as well, 6th most fantasy points. Then Keenan Allen. Also, Giants have allowed 4 touchdowns to opposing wide receivers this season. You can get this right around +225 at a couple books. And it was usually not the X receiver has been scoring on the Giants. It's been a lot out of the slot, been a lot out of that flanker position as well. So I like Keenan Allen. I also don't hate Ladd to get in the end zone as well. Honestly, bet all the Chargers receivers, and I think you're going to be happy this week. I think it'll be a good one. So, Tom, what a sensational run here with you, my friend. Going to be a really, really great weekend. I will be back with everyone over on Twitch tomorrow morning, Sunday, noon Eastern time to get your start-sit questions answered. Then back again with Boggs, Dr. Deepak Chona, and myself, 7:30 Eastern time to recap all the action. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this type of content. tag Tom or myself on socials, the Fantasy Pros account. If you have any more questions that we didn't get to, that is going to do it for us today, though, on this Fantasy Pros live stream right here on the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. For Tom Strachan, I'm Seth Woolcock. Take care, y'all. Woo!